The Elephant and the Ant, a Tale of Humility. Once upon a time, in a vast, lush jungle, lived a mighty elephant named Gajendra. He was the biggest and strongest creature in the entire forest, with thick, gray skin and enormous tusks. Because of his size and strength, Gajendra was incredibly proud and often looked down upon the smaller animals. He roamed the jungle, his massive feet stomping the ground and his trunk trumpeting loudly, as if to remind everyone of his power. Though he was admired for his size, he was also feared. Gajendra would bully the other animals for fun. He would knock over trees where squirrels lived, scatter nests built by birds, and frighten deer and rabbits just to see them run in fear. The smaller animals were too scared to complain, and the bigger animals avoided him altogether. In the same jungle, not far from the elephant's favorite watering hole, lived a diligent family of ants. They were small, but their teamwork and hard work were unmatched. The ant family spent their days collecting grains, seeds, and leaves to store in their underground home. Every evening, after a long day of work, they would gather together, share their food, and enjoy each other's company. One sunny afternoon, the ants were on their way to gather food near the riverbank. The river was calm, reflecting the clear blue sky. The elephants often played here, splashing in the water to cool off. That day, Gajendra was already there, enjoying the cool water. He was in a mischievous mood and looking for someone to tease. When Gajendra spotted the line of ants marching along the edge of the water, he chuckled. "These tiny creatures think they're so busy and important," he thought to himself. He raised his trunk and sucked in a large amount of water. With a swift motion, he sprayed a huge splash right over the ants, drenching them completely. The ants were thrown off balance by the force of the water. Some were washed away from their line, others struggled to stay on their feet. Drenched and shocked, they looked up to see Gajendra laughing heartily, his huge body shaking with amusement. One small, brave ant, named Chinti, had had enough. She crawled to a safe spot and shouted, "What do you think you're doing, Gajendra? We never did anything to you. Is it fun for you to torment creatures smaller than you?" Gajendra smirked and replied with disdain, "Oh, be quiet, you tiny insect. Who do you think you are to question me? I am the strongest in this jungle. I can crush you with one step if I want to. Leave before I lose my patience." The other ants whispered to Chinti, urging her not to provoke the elephant. "He is too big and powerful," they said. "Let it go, we can't fight him." Even the eldest ant, who was known for his wisdom, said, "It's better to avoid his wrath, Chinti. We can't change his ways. We should focus on our work and live in peace." But Chinti was determined. She clenched her tiny jaw and said, "We may be small, but that doesn't mean we should let others treat us unfairly. I will teach Gajendra a lesson he won't forget." That night, after the moon rose high in the sky, Chinti waited until Gajendra was fast asleep under a large banyan tree. His loud snoring echoed through the forest. Carefully and quietly, Chinti climbed onto the elephant's giant body. She made her way up his leg, across his back, and finally to his trunk. With a deep breath, she crawled inside the trunk. Once inside, Chinti bit down as hard as she could. "Ouch! What is happening?" roared Gajendra, waking up with a start. He thrashed his trunk wildly, but no matter how he shook his head or stomped his feet, the pain did not stop. "Who is biting me? Stop it! It hurts," he cried. Chinti bit him again and said loudly, now you know how it feels to be hurt for no reason. Please stop, pleaded Gajendra. His eyes filled with tears. I can't take this pain anymore. I am sorry. Chinti replied, I will stop only if you promise never to bully or hurt anyone again. You must treat all creatures, big or small, with respect. I promise. Gajendra cried. I will never bully anyone again. I understand now how much pain I caused. Please forgive me. Satisfied, Chinti crawled out of his trunk. Gajendra took a deep breath of relief, his eyes still glistening with tears. He looked around at the forest, which now seemed different. He realized how his actions had made others fear and resent him. The next morning, Gajendra gathered all the animals of the jungle. With a humble voice, he apologized. I was wrong to hurt and frighten you all. I let my strength make me proud and cruel. But now I understand that true strength lies in kindness and respect. I promise to be a friend to everyone. The animals forgave Gajendra, and soon the jungle was filled with laughter and harmony. The once feared elephant became a protector of the small and the weak. And Chinti, the tiny ant, was celebrated for her bravery and wisdom. Moral * true strength lies not in power or size, but in humility and respect for others.